Exit 39 toward Hempstead and Glen Cove.
Alright, so we got this 2015 FZ07 that was donated to the channel, and it was in an accident, but nothing too crazy. Obviously we can get a new exhaust on there since that one still looks like the stock system and it's been sitting for 6 years, so that's something. I can sand down the frame slider, which obviously did its job. The rotors and such, they don't look too bad. Tires still look pretty much brand new. I don't know how many miles are on the bike because we can't get the dash on just yet, but I think that we will be in good shape. I put a new battery in, still waiting to get anything more than just the clock, which is the only thing that I'm kind of getting, and I'm not getting that consistently. Gonna need new new mirrors. All the lights are okay, it seems like. Gotta go through the wiring harness, see if there's anything like wrong over there, but it does look like this part was clipped somehow, so I'll try to put that together and figure that out. 2015 Yamaha MT07 FZ07. Alright, and so the ex-husband of the person who kindly donated this bike to the channel cut the ignition wire so that it couldn't be driven or ridden, and I am here trying to splice these wires and like twist them back together. So I had to strip the rubber guards off just to give some more room to connect, and trying to match them back up, and hopefully when it plugs in over here there's enough room for it to reach over there, and if not, we'll have to figure something out. Alright, and so now we have taped up as much of the wiring as we can. We added the new extra wire, and we're going to try to heat it so that it shrinks on there, secures good. Gonna plug that in there and then see how far it runs to connect onto this end and how much clearance we have. And if it doesn't work out and we don't have enough clearance and it all gets pulled out again, then we're just gonna have to get a whole new ignition, since he decided to cut this one thinking nobody would be able to fix it or ride it again without replacing that. And so this is what we're looking like, and I'm going to tape the whole thing around. What's going on, everybody? We are back, and today we have the 2015 Yamaha FZ07 that was donated to our channel by our friend Emma, and she had an accident on it, needed a couple things, nothing too crazy. Radiator, side fairings, a shifter, and foot pegs. And so otherwise everything else on the bike was great. It hadn't run in about 6 years, so it's our job to get it running. Now, from our last video, you may know her ex-husband cut the ignition wire, and we had to splice that and get it going again so that it could start up. And we managed to get it running then, so we knew that it does start. Now we just got to do the things that we need to make this bike mint. We've got our aftermarket foot pegs. We've got the radiator that we need. We've got a new plastic for the radiator. And yeah, we are ready to get it going. Okay, so this is where our OEM foot peg is broken, and these are the aftermarket that we're going to replace it with. It screws into there, so this part will get installed right here, and then this will screw onto that. And we will bend the shifter as much as we can, since it's not too damaged to have to replace the shifter. Okay, so in order to get this bolt out of the foot peg bracket, you have to loosen your shifter peg, and then it'll be able to slide out because it comes out too far for that to slide out. And so then you're just gonna screw on your aftermarket peg where you want it, so it's even and tight. And now you've got a new foot peg, and you do it same process on the other side. So you'll connect all of that together, this with this, and you'll screw that bolt into it, and it's ready to go. Okay, so when we're taking off the radiator, you want to loosen the two bolts that are right there and there so that you can get the casing off. Mine was damaged in this case, so we're gonna take this one off and this one off, and that'll make sure that we have access to the other parts of the radiator and be able to unconnect the hoses and yank them off. And so once you've got those bolts out on both sides of the radiator and one on this back side here, make sure, there we go, right there. The rest of the radiator is only held up by A, the hoses, and B, so this one's a little bent, so I have to straighten it out, but it just goes through that popper. And on the other side of the 2015 FZ07, it lines up right here with the bolt that you had screwed out. So relatively easy. We've already disconnected that from the fan, and so now you'll get that one bolt right there, and the radiator should just come right forward and out of all the hoses, and you can replace it with a new one. So now we've got the new coolant reservoir on there, and we've got the guards back on. All of the lines that go from the reservoir to the radiator are connected, and our hoses are properly pinched and sealed. And now we just need to refill some coolant through the radiator and then let it idle and flush all the air out of it by pouring coolant into the radiator with the cap open while the engine is cool, flipping the throttle a little bit so that the air can come out. I don't think the battery is supposed to do that.